What's going on, y'all? What's going on, man? You already know what time it is, man. The day after. And I definitely got some thoughts. I definitely got some things that I might have didn't cover yesterday that is definitely gonna have to be covered today. We won't be here too long, but you know, we're gonna be real thorough in certain things because I see a lot of people talking about well, we'll get into it, man. I'm gonna go ahead, man. Allow whoever gonna come up in here, man, to come up in here, man. And I'm gonna take a swig of this water, man. As soon as I take a swig of this water, we on full go mode. It's that holy water y'all gotta put in there, man. You know what I mean? Real Dallas Cowboy fans, man, drink water, man. Don't let anybody tell you something different. But look, man. So regarding yesterday, people talk about, oh, we didn't run the ball as well. Well, look, this is the reason why we didn't run the ball as well, because they sold out for the run. They know that a lot of our success has been predicated on running the football. So they thought that if they stopped the run, that we will go back to how we always did, which is throw the ball 40 times. And we know that throwing the ball 40 times is not a recipe for success. So, they wasn't expecting for us to, be able to be aggressive like we was downfield. So, I guess they wanted to take their chances on, our wide receivers versus their corners, which was a huge mistake because they ain't even built like that in the secondary. As you can see, we took advantage. We was a little bit more aggressive than we had been all year, which I like to see. Hopefully we keep that up. However, so that's what I'm saying, y'all. Don't be discouraged because that's what they came in to do. Washington, regardless of that team, Washington has a good front, right? Like we discussed all week last week. Them Bama boys, man, is for real. Allen and Payne. And Allen had a hell of a game, right? So to me, that was to be expected. I don't know about y'all, but I expected for us to not be able to run the ball with success as we did in the past. However, like I said yesterday, I am very proud of the fact that we did stick to the one. We didn't waver from the run, which helped us, which helped us in the deep passing game, and we'll get into that. But yeah, man, so what we went through yesterday, that was to be expected. I expected to go into trials and tribulations. I was just hoping it wasn't a trap game, because we get ready to go against the champs this week, and we go. Hopefully they didn't look ahead. So I'm glad that Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy was able to gather the boys and keep them focused week by week. I believe that their focus will be locked in week by week, just going over the fact that how we was all high and mighty, how we bounced back from that weak season into a heck of a season that we had last year, only to come up short in the first round, which was very disappointing. So I believe that the young guys because we have a young team, but we have a young experienced team because these young guys, a lot of these young guys have experienced the big moment, which is playoff football. So that was good for us to go through that. So that will help us along the way this year. So with that being the case, I believe that their concentration, their focus will be lasered in, So we taking it week by week, right? But I wanted to put this out there, y'all, because I heard Jerry Jones state this on 105.3 The Fan last week. And he talked about Tony Pollard, right? And Zeke. And the fans, they want more Tony Pollard, which I understand because every time Tony Pollard is on the field, he gives you explosiveness, right? And Jerry Jones made the statement of Zeke being 1A, Tony Pollard being 1B. Now, I, for one, never thought that. However, this last game should tell you that it's not a 1A, 1B situation. It's actually a 1 and 2 situation. I'll tell you why. The same box that Zeke had, Tony Pollard had, which was a stacked box. Now, Tony Pollard could not run with the stacked box. He's not built like that. He is a Debo Samuels type of player, right? We a month in are not using Tony Pollard correctly. So therefore, we're not getting the most out of, even though we're winning, we're not getting the most out of him. One thing I did like was when they motioned him out from running back to wide receiver, and then they had the linebacker on him. He should win that linebacker matchup 9.5, if not 10 out of 10 of the time. And they did go to him. They need to do that more often. They need to put him on linebackers more often, because that is a matchup that can't nobody stop. They could be waiting to do it at the end of the year. If that's the case, cool. Maybe they want to get no film on it. Okay, cool, right? But even though that could be the case, I'm not saying that isn't the case. They need to do better as far as getting him more out wide, because he is not a full-time running back. If you gave Tony Pollard 20 plus carries, 17 of the 17 weeks, you would not get the Tony Pollard that you have been getting the past couple years, because he's not built like that. Hell of a player, hell of an athlete, explosive athlete, but he is a gadget type of player. He's the type of dude that you may want to give him the ball in the backfield 8 to 10 times and then give him about 5 to 6 catches. He's something like that. Now, Zeke, right? See, I'm going to tell you what goes on. I'm going to tell you the differences between him and Tony Pollard. One, Zeke is a better blocker, of course. And Zeke, now they talk about Zeke doesn't have the ability to go out wide like Tony Pollard. That is incorrect, because if y'all remember the Detroit game, how he got that thing over the shoulder, Zeke can go downfield and run you some routes. He may not be shifty like Tony Pollard, but one thing's for sure, Zeke can get down there and catch that rock. Zeke can get you that 30-yard catch that we had on the first drive. Zeke can get you that. Actually, you probably need to use Zeke like that more often, since, you know what I mean? Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Zeke is a better runner, and it's not debatable, right? Zeke was running with a stacked box, 8+ in the box, and he still was having success. He was having success. It's not debatable, y'all. Zeke is the better runner. I also think Zeke should get more carries. So, and we ran against a good front on Sunday. Just because, they have a quarterback issue, that doesn't mean that front ain't good. That front is good, and Zeke has success running on that front. Yeah, Zeke not getting 100 yards, though, but he going to break. He going to get his. He need to get more, right? Whether they could be managing him, it's possible. I mean, I like it, 17 weeks. We don't want to overdo it. But then again, it's going to come a game where giving the ball to Tony Pollard in the backfield ain't it. It's going to come a game where, yes, we're going to have to continue that volume of running the ball, but we're going to need Zeke to get us them dirty yards, them 2 yards, 3 yards. He in the backfield, he got to fight just to get 1 yard, just to get to the line of scrimmage. As we get colder, as the weather changes, Zeke is going to become more of a factor. Right now, since it's a little warmer, Tony Pollard be cool. But to end this year, we're going to need a lot more of Zeke. We're going to need a lot more of Zeke. And it will be a shame for us not to have a lot more of Zeke. It's a shame right now, but I'm not going to complain because we win it. Yes, I would like to see Zeke get more carries. And yes, I would like to see Tony Pollard out more wide more. Tony Pollard is not a full-time running back. He is a player that can play running back and that can get carries out the backfield. And if you needed him to cover for a few games as he did in the past, he can do that. But regardless if Tony Pollard was a lead back or not, you would need an inside runner alongside of him because Tony Pollard getting the dirty yards like Zeke, he's not going to do it. He's explosive. So we want to put him in explosive situations. And especially regarding with this offense, in order to be able to get him in explosive situations, you're gonna have to put him out wide. You're gonna have to get him something out the backfield, get him more in space, let him go. We know Tony can take it to the crib. He done showed you on multiple occasions. Once he in space, he's gone. Ain't nobody catching him. He's outrunning angles as he did Oakland in the kick return, as he did against the Saints last year. One thing for sure, when he's in space, it's a beautiful sight to see. But I just wanted to, kind of talk about that a little bit because we get fans kind of in between, and I wanted to really break it down because if you guys look back at the film, they should show you why that Zeke is still the number one running back, and it is never going to change unless he ever leaves his team. So, hopefully that brings clarity when it comes down to that. Coming in, I've seen that we were the 9th overall defense. I would like that to go up. I would like them rushing yards to be addressed, right? I don't care what nobody say, man. Yes, it was a hell of a performance by that defense, but I do not like getting ran on. And they're running on the perimeter. They running on that edge. They running through that C gap. We have to correct that. I thought it was corrected the previous game, but that was just because I thought it was corrected against the Bengals. That was just because we went against two lines that were inferior. If you want to be honest, y'all, let's be honest. Washington's line is trash. The Giants line is trash. The Bengals line is trash. Tampa Bay's line was better. That was the best O line. Yes, we did it, but then Donovan, the left tackle, he went out. So the Tampa Bay line, even though we wouldn't seen them at their best, was the best line that we've seen. We have yet to see a pretty good offensive line. Will we see it? Probably not, because there's only a handful of lines that are really about something. Like, for instance, like the Colts, the Browns, something like that. Them offensive lines are really about something, So I would love to see them against that. There's some good offense. The Broncos got a sneaky line too. They just got to get together on some things though. But there's some good lines out there that are necessarily mean we're gonna face them. But but for the most part though, we'll see middle of the pack offensive lines, right? But a couple of them teams, man, that got them offensive lines, they from the AFC. And if you was to go all the way, you will be seeing them, right? So that's something to think about. The Rams don't have too good of an offensive line, so we should be able to do our thing in that. But I just wanted to point that out there. We haven't seen a good offensive line. We've seen some good tackles, Tampa, they got good tackles, right? But interior, nah, I mean the Bengals, they, it was okay. Lyle was getting dogged, and Jonah, Jonah not weak. Jonah just ain't got no power. But these last two games, offensive line, tackles, and the interior has been weak. So I just wanted to point that out there. But yeah, like I said, though, offensive lines in general will be middle of the pack of what we see. So it's not really to say that that's the majority of the league, because what I talked to y'all about was the minority of the league. But you know what I'm saying? Let's see how we go when when you're going against that team that play that smash mouth football. Titans. We go against the Colts. I believe we go against the Titans. Smash mouth football, good offensive line. Let's see. Philly, probably the best line we'll see so far. Let's see how we do against them. I believe we'll show up, but gotta have Quentin Bohannon for that. But also in my observations, I seen Connor McGovern showed you why Peters should be the guard. You know, I seen him get, I seen him miss a block on the second level. What else I seen? I wrote it down. I seen him get put on his ass. You know, I seen him. He struggled with Allen. I'm not saying that most don't struggle with Allen, but one thing's for sure, Peters did a better job. You know, so hopefully going forward, man, they just pull the trigger, man, and just allow Jason Peters, man, to become that guard, man, to help that inside out, man. Because one thing's for sure, this week, Aaron Donald ain't about to do no playing with your boy McGovern. So if McGovern starting, man, it's gonna be a long day right there. It's gonna be a long day. But with Peters, we'll be able to go muscle for muscle in that run game. Yeah, man, you know, Peters will have his handful in the passing game. You know, he's older, but Peters be able to withstand that, man. I believe Peters will have a hell of a game. We know Zach Martin will have a hell of a game. That's Aaron Donald's kryptonite. I've been seeing Aaron Donald getting whipped on by Zach Martin since Jesus was crucified. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we going with that. But I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna keep talking about this man, Mr. Quentin Bohannon. You know, I'm gonna keep showing him love because him playing the position that he plays, he doesn't get enough love. And only people who really understand his impact will really give him love. You know, the average fan may not pay attention to what he brings to the table, but I just want to, help, bring light to the situation that Bohannon is definitely the reason why that you're even in position right now to have this solid record of 3-1. Just to point it out there, he's very physical against the run. He gets pushed, and not only in the run game, but even sometimes in the pass game. Yeah, he not no 10 sack type of dude, no 8 sack type of dude though. But the ability to be able to do the dirty work is a wonderful thing. Hold up real quick, y'all. Give me 1 second. Donovan Wilson, man. I want to shout out Donovan Wilson. Hold up. All right, there we go. Donovan Wilson, I want to shout out Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson, let me tell you something, man. When it comes down to the open field with Donovan Wilson, he's a hell of an open field tackler. He's a hell of an open field tackler. So shout out to Donovan Wilson, because Donovan Wilson definitely, especially these past few games, has been making, especially help filling in from J. Ron. Man, his impact has been incredible. His impact has definitely been felt. Mr. Dan Quinn has definitely been using him in a way that he should be used, which is coming forward. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all need to look at the clinic of him open field tackle because, man, it's been pretty flawless. Now, let me tell you some of the things that I have concern. Well, hold up. Yeah, no, let's go there. Leighton. Leighton and Barr gets caught in the wash, but Leighton gets caught in the wash too damn much. He needs to do a better job at scraping, y'all. If that continues to go, because a lot of them runs on a perimeter, Barr or Leighton got caught up. Leighton might have been late diagnosing the play. Leighton got caught in the wash. As a linebacker, you got to stay free and ready. And the D tackles help with that. But our D tackles did more than enough. D tackles were definitely getting pushed, definitely putting hands on the lineman. Leighton and Barr is free a lot of the times, y'all. Sometimes they got to get a rush, but as a linebacker, you got to get through that. You got to be able to attack that. You got to be able to get through that. And a lot of the times, man, they're not getting through that. So that could be an issue going forward. Matter of fact, it has been an issue because when we got ran on with Tampa, the same thing happened with Leighton as far as him getting caught up, getting blocked. Because, like I said, man, Leighton, when it comes down to Leighton Vander Esch, when I think of Leighton Vander Esch, I think of cha cha cha, Charmin, So, when it comes down to that, Leighton is just soft. Leighton is just soft. So if they're gonna continue, Barr is not a traditional linebacker, y'all. I don't care what nobody say. He's not a traditional linebacker. He's really a pass rusher that is athletic enough to be able to play that. Leighton Vander Esch, he's a run and hit linebacker though. But when it comes down to moving forward, which has been his issue since from Boise State, he doesn't do that well. But Leighton Vander Esch going sideline to sideline free, he can do that. But when he got to get over the wash, when he got to take on blockers, that's not his strength. So if that's going to continue to happen, you might need to see a little bit more of Micah being that linebacker just a tad bit more, especially for this game. You might going to see what Harper got to do. Yeah, Jaron Kearse will help with that some, but you might have to see some of what Harper got. Because they're not traditional linebackers. They're not the Bobby Wagners that you want. They're not the Darius Leonards that you want. They are not that type of linebacker. So that's probably a concern. That's probably something that we will have to address in the near future. It's not really a problem right now, because I believe that we can get some of that fixed with just, more just with Micah back there. That'll be pretty much being fixed. That'll be fixed with Micah back there. Yes, indeed, Deron Bland. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. He played a hell of a game. Got that pick, man. Showed up, man. Got that. Rookie, man, coming to do his thing. They blame Carson Wentz, man, but really, that game wasn't all Carson Wentz's fault, y'all. Carson Wentz was running for his life a lot of the times, y'all. So how can a quarterback be able? Yeah, Carson Wentz missed throws. He was horrible. I'm not saying that he wasn't horrible, but what I'm saying is that wasn't all his fault. He made a couple throws that was pretty solid, especially the touchdown. But Carson Wentz was under duress the whole game. So he was in panic mode the whole game, which is a credit to Dallas defense, though, but they can't really put it all on Carson Wentz. Like it was just, you know what I mean? Yeah, we know he's terrible, but come on, man. Yeah, I got to see it for what it is. Just like with Daniel Jones, man. But so initially yesterday, I was kind of a little hard on Tyler Smith. And as I went back on the film, I'll take that back. He did an excellent job. Especially he did an excellent job with the stunts, passing them off. He did an excellent job with that. I made a statement earlier in the week that they would test that left side, and they did. They did. Of course, that's when you see McGovern, getting tested, and he didn't do too well. He did not. Let's be honest. He didn't do too well. He didn't look too good, and they could say accredited. They could try to accredit to Rust all they want to, but no, you got to accredit that to talent. You got to credit that to talent. So soon, I believe I know the solution to it though, but let's see if they do it. But one thing's for sure, man. Regarding this success of this 3-1, you got to have a shout out to Tyler Smith because Tyler Smith allows you don't have to worry about him. He's balling at an unreal level, especially for a rookie who had minimal snaps there. He is balling at an unreal level, y'all. And he's allowing you to do more things. You don't have to worry about Tyler Smith because he's doing his thing. And that penalty problem looks like it's addressed. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of the things that you may look at when you look at this college film can be fixed with coaching. A lot of things can be fixed with coaching. But one thing you can't coach is talent, physicality, heart. You can't coach that. You know how many soft players that you try try to make them be more physical, man, and they still won't because it ain't in them. Nastiness is in them. Talent is in them. Did I think that did I say that he a better guard? Yeah, I still believe he's a better guard. And just think what he would do at guard when left tackle. But you can't take him out. He's balling. Leave him there. Roll with the punches. You know? So shout out to them. Shout out to the offensive line in general because they balled for the circumstances that they were put into as far as them stacking the box. They did pretty well, y'all. They did very well. So it was another solid game. Yeah, sometimes they brought more blockers than they can, deal with, but that's just part of the game. But as far as individually, other than McGovern, they did fairly well. They did pretty well. Shout out. And I told you, shout out to my center, Tyler Biadasz. He had a good game. From what I've seen, he had a good game. He had a very good game. So shout out to Tyler Biadasz, right? Shout out to him, man. Like I said, man, I'm gonna give him credit too, because I put my neck out for that man. Just look at him. Look at him. He it's like a proud dad, man, when I look at him play. Like, look at that man doing his Dougie, man. It's like a proud dad. I'll get a smile on my face when I see him do his thing, man. This line has came together and is playing in unison and will continue to get better and will help you during the wintertime, the fall and wintertime. So shout out to that. Shout out to Michael Gallup, man. Drawing the penalties, man, and getting the deep bombs, man. Hey, him as a deep field definitely helped that situation because the game probably would have been maybe a little bit tighter just because of us being handicapped at wide receiver. But Gallup not only opened things up for CeeDee Lamb, but also helped us go downfield. He drew the penalties, and he was a threat. But you got to account for Michael Gallup. So that helps. And Michael Gallup looked nice and ready. He looked a little rusty, though, but that's going to go. And just think of how Michael Gallup going to look as he continue to knock off the rust, man. And so it's going to be a beautiful thing. It's going to be a beautiful thing, right? So, Diggs had a hell of a game. You can say what you want. Man, let me tell y'all something. You can say what you want about Trayvon Diggs, man, but they're going to have to start the media. It's the media. The media going to have to start giving that man credit. That man is locking stuff down. You can say what you want about the double, because all them yards, man, you see how they make that BS little thing talking about as the nearest defender, he gave up over 1,000 yards. What do you mean as the nearest defender? Neither he gave it up or not. That was the most dumbest stat that I seen on that TV. The man is a baller. The man that clamped up Jefferson, that clamped up Chase, that clamped up Terry. Come on, man. Then fought against Mike Evans. Come on. Get that man his just due. He's a baller. All that technique. Come on, man. All he do is just shut you up. That's all he does is just shut you up. And he going to continue to ball. He hear the noise. Al working with him. Dan Quinn working with him. They hear the noise. They hear the music. They're going to keep balling. It's going to be nice. It's going to be nice to see. See, I think he's going to be more on Allen Robinson this week, though. I believe Brown and everybody going to be up on Cup. We definitely going to have to bracket Cup. We take Cup out, we'll be all right. You got to take Cup out. That's going to be – and then when he's on Cup, that's going to be a challenge. But he's going to be up for it, though. We done seen the best of the best. We done seen big, fast wide receivers. We done seen nice route runners. He done seen them all. Wide receivers that can run after the catch. He done seen all type of wide receivers within this month. Slot wide receivers. Cup is just some more lunch meat to be had to put on your sourdough sandwich, man. To put on that Ezekiel bread, man. That's what it come down to, man. Also, I want to give Mike McCarthy credit. Mike McCarthy has definitely – see, people going to talk about Kellen Moore all they want to. No, this credit should be accredited to Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy has helped with this offensive game plan. He has helped continue to allow this team to come together, hold this team accountable. Shout out to Mike McCarthy, man. Mike McCarthy deserves – see, y'all quick to get on him when his team is not successful, but y'all quiet when it comes down to when his team is dealing with success. Yeah, it comes with the territory like it comes with the quarterback. But to come 3-0 with a backup quarterback, I don't care who we face. We face NFL teams, man. That's a beautiful thing. One thing's for sure, Cooper Rush will allow you to be in every game. The defense will allow you to be in every game. So one thing's for sure is the way this team is built, as we've been discussing all month. We have to play as one. 3 units have to play as one, and as long as 3 units continue to play as one, things will go in the direction that we want it to go. So enjoy the ride, y'all. We got another wonderful game coming up. Um, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. Let's think how many people counted us out. Let's think how many people counted us out. People want to go with statistics. I like to go with the eye test. Yeah, statistics come in handy when making certain points though. But I like to go with the eye test. Just like I went with the eye test, man, when it came down to CeeDee Lamb. They say CeeDee Lamb ain't a number one wide receiver. Well, the eye test has shown me since he's been in college that he's a number one wide receiver. You took him over Judy because he's the number one wide receiver. And he showed you just that. He showed you last week. He's showing you again this week. He's a baller. He's a baller. Accept it. Don't reject it. You have two good wide receivers and a couple good tight ends, a couple good backs. And you got a decent, pretty good complimentary wide receivers in Noah Brown and James Washington when he come back. You have talent, including number 4, who is a mobile quarterback. You have talent and you have an offensive line that's balling. This offensive line wasn't playing like it's playing the first, you know what I mean? It has got tremendously better from the first week. And his offensive line has been a constant, consistent force in our success. So now it's time to do the thing. It's time to do the thing, y'all. But I just wanted to stop by briefly, y'all, and talk to y'all for a little bit. But them was the things I wanted to go over, y'all. But we'll be up on here again, man. Hey, till next time, man. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man. We up out of here.